This mountain was once 12,000 feet tall, but if you see how it looks today, it's kind of shocking and beautiful as well. So imagine a mountain really, really tall, and then it blows its top off. Guys, I'm not talking about Mount St. Helens in the state of Washington in the USA, the famous eruption that blew the top of Mount St. Helens. No, imagine you have a 12,000 feet tall mountain and then came an eruption, a volcanic eruption 42 times bigger than the 1980 Mount St. Helens eruption. Can you imagine that? I want to show you again. This is what Mount St. Helens did. This is how this looked. And we've heard all the stories. It came as a surprise. We lost scientists that were on the mountain, and we see these pictures of the guy that had his car and his motorcycle, had to leave his car and escape with the motorcycle. Stunning images. And now if you think about what Mount St. Helens did, 42 times bigger, you might ask, well, where is this? Hi guys, I hope you like this story. And I tell you, it's not that far away from Mount St. Helens. It's not in the state of Washington. It is in Oregon. And now I know your brain starts thinking, where could that be? I give you a hint. It's now a famous tourist destination, and it is a lake. Roughly 7,700 years ago, a towering volcano unleashed one of the most violent eruptions in North America's history. In just a few hours, it released 14 cubic miles, that's 58 cubic kilometers of molten rock and ash. Just a few hours, guys. Remember that. That's why 42 times more powerful than the Mount St. Helens eruption. So this was enough to blanket the entire state of Oregon under 9 inches. That's 23 centimeters. That's how high it was, of ash everywhere. The eruption was so immense, so intense, that it completely has drained the volcano's magma chamber. And here we go. If the magma chamber underground is empty suddenly and it's not refilling, then we have a hollow space. So there was nothing left to hold it up, and the entire summit of that mountain collapsed inward. So a mountain that once soared 12,000 feet, that's 3,660 meters, lost nearly 3,900 feet, that's 1,188 meters of elevation. And what was left behind? Well, that magma chamber collapse left behind a gaping 5-mile wide, that's 8-kilometer wide caldera. We've heard about caldera volcanoes. Maybe you heard about all what I've reported about Santorini, the beautiful island in Greece. That's a crater. That's a volcanic crater. So 5-mile wide caldera. This is a size, this is a magnitude that is astonishing. So what was the mountain? What was the stratovolcano called? The name was Mount Mazama. And now we have this deep and wide sapphire blue lake that is this tourist attraction that's now filling the crater. It's known as Crater Lake. You probably know Crater Lake. So did you know that story? Let me know in the comment. It's the deepest lake. That is interesting. In the United States, the deepest one. It's plunging 1,943 feet, that's 592 meters. Of course, makes sense, right? This was a mountain. So the ash from that monstrosity of an explosion fell across the Pacific Northwest, was drifting even into Canada and the Great Plains. Over thousands of years, rain and snow slowly filled that crater hole. So slowly that scene of devastation was transformed into one of the most breathtaking landscapes on Earth, I would say, if you've ever been at Crater Lake. Now people come there to find their peace, reflection, go hiking. Looks very tranquil, but that's just the surface. It's hiding the memory of that explosion, so powerful that it has reshaped an entire mountain. If you want to hear more stories like this, guys, subscribe, like, hype the video, and check out the videos in the end screen. There's crazy stuff happening. So I see you in a second if you click there. And if you want to keep me going, link in the description, buymeacoffee.com/silky. Thanks for everyone. Hello to my new channel members. If you want to become one, click the join button. But now you have to click here, the end screen. See you, bye.